Let's have a look at the LEED minimum program requirements. These are the minimum characteristics or conditions that make a project appropriate to pursue LEED certification. And these requirements are foundational to all LEED projects and define the types of buildings, spaces and neighborhoods that the LEED rating system is designed to evaluate. There are three minimum requirements. The first one is must be in a permanent location on existing land. So all LEED projects must be constructed and operated on permanent location on existing land. No project that is designed to move at any point in its lifetime may pursue LEED certification. And this requirement applies to all land within the LEED project. And the thought behind this requirement is that a significant portion of the LEED requirements are dependent on the project's location, and therefore it's important that LEED projects are evaluated as permanent structures. Related to permanent locations, movable buildings are not eligible for LEED, and this includes boats and mobile homes. Prefabricated or modular structures and building elements may be certified once permanently installed as part of the LEED project. And in terms of existing land, buildings located on previously constructed docks, piers, jetties, infills and other manufactured structures in or above water are permissible, provided that the artificial land is previously developed so that the land once supported other buildings or hardscape constructed for a purpose other than the LEED project. Minimum requirement number 2. Must use reasonable LEED boundaries. The LEED project boundary must include all contiguous land that is associated with the project and supports its typical operation. These include land altered as a result of construction and features used primarily by the project's occupants such as hardscape, parking and sideways, stormwater treatment equipment and landscaping. The LEED boundary may not unreasonably exclude portions of the building, space or site to give the project an advantage in complying with the credit requirements. And the LEED project must accurately communicate the scope of the certifying project in all promotional and descriptive materials, and distinguish it from non-certifying space. And the thinking behind this is that the LEED rating system is designed to evaluate buildings, spaces and neighborhoods, and all its environmental impacts associated with those projects. Therefore, defining a reasonable LEED boundary ensures that the project is accurately evaluated. Now let's have a look at some of the specifics. Let's start with the site. First of all, non-contiguous parcels of land may be included within the LEED project boundary if the parcel directly supports or is associated with normal building operations of the LEED project and is accessible to the LEED project occupants. Facilities, such as parking lots or bicycle storage or shower and changing facilities that are outside of the LEED project boundary may be included in certain prerequisite and credits if they directly serve the LEED project and are not double counted for other LEED projects. Naturally, the project team must also have permission to use these facilities. The LEED project boundary may include other buildings, and it doesn't matter whether that other building or structure within the LEED project boundary is ineligible for LEED certification or is eligible for LEED certification. It may be included and it may be excluded. Projects that are phased sites with a master plan for multiple buildings must designate a LEED project boundary for each building or follow the USGBC master site guidance. And the GFA of the LEED project should be no less than 2% of the gross land area within the LEED project boundary. Now let's have a look at building. Here the LEED project should include the complete scope of work of the building or interior space. The LEED project can be delineated by ownership, management, lease, or party wall separation. Buildings or structures primarily dedicated to parking are not eligible for LEED certification. Parking that serves a LEED project should be included in the certification. If the project consists of multiple structures, physically connected, it may be considered a single building for LEED purposes if the structures have programmatic dependency or architectural cohesiveness. In other words, it appears as one building. An addition to an existing building may certify independently, excluding the existing building entirely, or alternatively, the addition and the entire existing building may certify as one project. Now over to interiors. If a single entity owns, manages or occupies an entire building and wishes to certify a renovated portion of the building that is not separated by ownership, management or lease, they may do so if the project boundary includes 100% of the construction scope and is drawn at a clear physical barrier. Over to neighborhoods. A LEED neighborhood includes the land, water and construction within the LEED project boundary. LEED boundaries is usually defined by the platted property line of the project, including all land and water within it. Projects located on publicly owned campuses that do not have internal property lines must delineate a sphere of influence line to be used instead. And projects may have enclaves or non-project properties that are not subject to the rating system, but cannot exceed 2% of the total project area and also cannot be described as certified. Projects must not contain non-contiguous parcels, but parcels can be separated by public rights-of-way. And the project developer, which can include several property owners, should control a majority of the buildable land within the boundary, but does not have to control the entire area. Over to requirement number 3, must comply with the project size requirement. So all projects must meet the size requirements as follows. For LEED BD&C and LEED O&M, the LEED project must include a minimum of 1,000 square feet or 93 square meters of gross floor area. LEED IDNC, 250 square feet or 22 square meters of GFA. LEED neighborhood development should contain at least 2 habitable buildings and no larger than 1,500 acres. LEED for homes, the LEED project must be defined as a dwelling unit by all applicable codes. This requirement includes, but is not limited to, the International Residential Code stipulation that a dwelling unit must include permanent provisions for living, sleeping, eating, cooking and sanitation. These are the 3 minimum requirements that every LEED project must adhere to.